Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Arlington Martin High School for tonight's matchup between the North Crowley Panthers and the Arlington Martin Warriors. The Panthers come into tonight's game ranked 9th in the state. They're going to be playing Martin, who is currently ranked 18th in the state. A couple of tough teams, a top 20 matchup going here tonight. Panthers enter the game with a 16-6 overall record, a 3-0 record in district play, and they're coming off a sixth-place finish at the Whataburger Tournament and a really nice win at home last Friday night against Arlington Bowie. Martin comes in after a fourth-place finish at the Whataburger Tournament, which included a win against the Bullitt East Kentucky team that was number 1 in the state of Kentucky. So I'm joined by my partner, Billy Jack McLaughlin. And Billy Jack, what should we expect out of this Martin team tonight?
Well, first off, Brian, it's really great atmosphere here. Something you look forward to as an athlete. Early on in district play, you got a crowded house. It's going to be a great game, great situation for them. Martin's going to start off with a 5'10 senior point guard, Cordell Ellis. Cordell's the team leading scorer in the last 10 games. He prefers to shoot the three. He does like to get to the line a lot. He plays fast, but we should be able to force him into some turnovers. They have a 6'4 junior wing, Nick Babb, who also likes to shoot the three. He's pretty good from the line when he gets there. He hadn't scored quite as much as they expect him to, but Martin's such a balanced team, he doesn't have to. Andrew Dotson, the 6'2 sophomore, is a really good perimeter shooter. He likes to play, and will take a lot of shots for the Warriors tonight. Mid-range pretty much. Doesn't really like taking inside a lot. Maybe we'll force a lot of shots out of Dotson and get some rebounds. Swearingen is a 6' junior, and he's really on the floor more as a defender. He doesn't necessarily play a big role offensively. He doesn't shoot the ball a lot, but he does play defense.
Take a pause here for the national anthem. We're just about ready to play some basketball. Once again, we are here at Arlington Martin High School. Panthers are going to be wearing their road blues. Martin wearing their home whites with black and red trim. Got a pretty good crowd here tonight. The Martin student section is all out and rowdy and ready to go. Panthers are going with their traditional starting lineup. They've got 5'11 senior guard Jalen McLeod, 6'4" senior forward Kevin Simmons, 6'5" senior guard Nick Boone, 5'8" senior guard Torrance Neal, and 6'8" senior post Lawrence Odiers. And once again, as Billy Jack was telling you before, the Warriors are going to go with 6'4" junior wing Nick Babb, 5'10" senior point guard Cordell Iltz, 6'2" sophomore shooting guard Andrew Dotson, 6'6" junior post Patrick Burke, and 6' junior guard Josh Swearingen. So the Panthers coming off a pretty tough portion of their schedule. 3 of their last 4 opponents have been really highly ranked, and a really tough home game last Friday against Arlington Bowie. They got out to a nice lead and then ended up being down by 5 with about 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, ran off 8 consecutive points and ended up winning by 4. You think they're going to have any trouble getting up for tonight's game, Billy Jack?
Nah, shouldn't have any trouble getting up for the game at all. And that's what you want early in the season. I say early, before you start district. That Whataburger tournament is a great tournament to get you tuned up, warmed up, ready for district play. Starting off with two of the toughest teams in district, Bowie and Martin, back-to-back, are going to be a really big test for the Panthers, but I think it's one they're looking forward to and get after it.
All right, well, we should have a great game going tonight. Of course, before we get started, the Panthers would like to take a moment to thank Nike. Nike's a proud sponsor of the North Crowley men's basketball team, and it's the program's official footwear, apparel, and equipment provider. Just do it, Panthers. All right, we're just about ready to go. It's going to be Norrance Odiers and Patrick Burke jumping center. Panthers control the tip. It'll be Torrance Neal to bring it across half court. Neal dribbles to the right side. Throws in the high post to Kevin Simmons at the top of the key. Simmons looks low to Norrance Odiers, and that's just out of reach. Goes out of bounds. It's going to belong to Martin. North Crowley going to come out with some full court pressure.
Hoping to push Martin in some turnovers. They do turn the ball over.
Quick hands by Neal, able to poke it away from Iltz, and we're going the other way. Boone came up with the loose ball. Neal dribbles under the basket, but he is going to be forced out of bounds. Nice defense on the play by Josh Swearingen.
Well, just as I say it, Brian, that we will be able to force Martin into some turnovers. They do turn the basketball over. Height-wise, they're bigger than us all the way across the board, but quickness, we should be able to get some turnovers without a problem.
Nick Babb drives the lane, kicks out to the wing. Andrew Dotson's three-point attempt, no good. Norrance Odiers with a big board inside. I know that's one point of emphasis for Coach Brackle is hitting the boards tonight, really looking to get an advantage.
Got to. One of the keys to victory for the Panthers is to get plenty of rebounds on offensive and defensive glass.
Simmons kicks to the corner to Boone. Boone drives baseline over to Odiers, whose 8-foot jumper is no good. Rebound corralled by Torrance Neal, almost pulled in by Iltz, but Neal took it away. His shot up, no good. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors. It'll belong to North Crowley.
It's kind of like a heavyweight fight early on. It's just punch, counter punch, feeling each other out. Nobody's scored yet. They're both getting after it, though.
Neal with the lob inbound to Neal in the Odiers in the middle of the lane, and his shot no good. But there's Torrance Neal again on the offensive rebound. Pretty good when you got your little man in there pulling down boards. Jalen McLeod's three-point attempt no good. Rebound goes to Babb, and we're headed the other way. Babb penetrates from the top of the lane, and he's able to lay it off the glass and in. It's 2-0 Martin with 6.5 to play. Panthers struggling from the field, 0 for 4 early in the game. There's Jalen McLeod slicing down the lane. His shot no good. A rebound pulled away by Burke. Babb brings it up for Martin. Dribbles off the top of the key. Hands off to Dotson. Back to Iltz, top of the key. Over to Dotson, whose three-point attempt is no good. Rebound pulled down by McLeod. Almost looks like some of that five-man out offense running by Martin.
It really is, and like we said, Dotson's going to take a majority of Martin's shots, and he has so far.
Neal operates at the top right wing. Now dribbles up to the top of the key. He's covered by Iltz. Neal hands off to Simmons on the right wing. Simmons drives the hole, and his shot is after a foul call. That one is going to go against Andrew Dotson. Called on the floor. It'll be Panther ball underneath. Sean Hamler checks into the game as Cordell Iltz takes a seat. Neal inbounding from under the basket. Smart play by Boone. He was up very close to the midcourt line to receive the pass. Went ahead and let the ball bounce so he could catch it in the backcourt and not risk the backcourt violation.
It was a good play, smart play.
McLeod drives lane, kicks corner to Boone, and a little bit too far into the corner. Boone had a foot on the line, out of bounds. It'll belong to the Warriors. Again, that full court man by the Panthers. They're going to clear it out and let Hamler bring it up. He's working on Torrance Neal. There comes Simmons to jump the press. Pass off to Swearingen, who drives the hole.
Simmons runs up to jump that. whenever the guy with the ball turns his back, you go attack him while he can't see you. He just needs to hustle back, get deflection on that pass.
Babb will inbound underneath the basket. Into Dotson in the left corner. Now Swearingen operates the top of the key. Simmons working hard against him. Dribbles down the lane, tries to hand it off to Burke. Not there. Poked away. Boone up with the loose ball. McLeod brings it up. Goes right by his man, gets into the lane, and his floater up and good. Panthers on the board. It's 2-2 with 4:53 to go in the first quarter.
That's where you want to get the ball up and down the floor. Score in transition.
Dotson operates on the left wing, gets it to the corner to Swearingen. Swearingen back to the top of the key to Burke. Hands off to Babb on the right wing to Dotson in the right corner. Interior pass goes to Hamler. Odier's affects the shot. No good. Rebound comes down to Simmons. McLeod pulls up from way downtown. Jalen McLeod with a three-pointer all the way from North Crowley. That's some range. It's 5-2 Panthers. Hamler brings it across. Ball comes loose. Torrance Neal was applying pressure, but he did not touch that one. Came loose off a Hamler turnover. It'll belong to North Crowley. There's that pressure resulting in turnovers for North Crowley.
Absolutely. You can see it right now. Panthers' pressure is getting a little bit to Martin.
Caleb Banks and Brandon Webb check into the game for North Crowley as Torrance Neal and Lawrence Odiers take a seat. Banks works against Hamler at the center circle. Banks right wing to McLeod. McLeod comes off a Webb pick, comes up top of the key, three-point attempt, no good. Rebound pulled down by Babb.
Well, Jalen's uncontested. He's got to knock that down. They weren't able to get across that Pickford. He was uncontested three. He needs to hit it.
Babb to Dotson, who works on the left wing. Kicks it left corner to Swearingen. Tries to go baseline, but nice help by Webb. Banks able to get a hand on the pass. It's loose. Swearingen comes up with it. Nice pass there to Miles Garrett, who lays it in for Arlington Martin. It's 5-4. North Crowley in the lead. 3:28 to go. Banks drives in the lane. Miles there to affect the shot. No good. Rebound pulled down by Dotson. That's a big eraser in the middle. Miles.
Well, that's big 6'6" junior. He did change Caleb's trajectory.
Babb over to Dotson on the left wing. He's got Simmons on him. Goes to the lane. Help by Banks comes, but it's too late as Dotson knocks down the high Banks shot. It's 8-5. Arlington Martin with 2:55 to play.
Yeah, he got some help off the glass. I'm sure that kind of surprised him that it went in.
McLeod coming off the Webb pick. Looking for the pick and pop. Good defense by Miles. Back to McLeod, high left wing. McLeod over to Simmons. Simmons penetrates the lane. His shot no good, but there's Webb. His reverse follow no good. Rebound by Miles for Martin. We're going the other way. You got to hit those interior shots when you get them, that's for sure. There's a steal by Boone. Banks ahead to Webb. Webb into Babb, and he is going to be fouled and go to the line for two. Strong move to the hole by Webb. Babb got a piece of it, but he got a piece of Webb as well. We're going to have free throws.
Once again, Panthers reacting to a ball off a deflection. It doesn't always have to be a steal. Just get a finger on it, get a hand on it, get a deflection, and get the ball down the other end of the floor.
Webb, first free throw, no good. Rod Young, Torrance Neal, and Altez Davis onto the floor for the Panthers.
The pace is pretty high. Coach Brackle subbing with about 2 minutes left in the period, trying to give his starters a rest.
Looks like we had a scoring malfunction earlier. It is just 6-5, Martin, with 2:20 to play. This free throw by Webb could tie it back up. Front rim, no good. Rebound by Miles. Hamler brings it up, working against Banks. Banks staying in front. Hamler pulls it all the way out to the midcourt line. He's still got Banks on him. 5-second violation, the call there. Nice job by Banks. Hamler was all over the place, but he could not escape the pressure D from Banks.
Really good job. Good job by Coach Brackle demanding that 5. He finally got the call from the official.
Inbound goes to Neal. Neal works against Iltz. Brings it across half court on the left side, up the left sideline to Young. Young drives top of the key, kicks it in